Welcome to Season 3 of Girls' Night Out, a sci-fi romance in 5 episodes. I am Marie Ann Watson, the voice of Clementine. Episode 3 of Season 3 is up next.
The next day, Kallie and her new buddies straggled into the writer's workshop, all a bit hungover. Kieran began handing back everyone's assignment. Everyone except Kallie.
Hey, everyone sit. Much better work this time around, everyone. Nice work, Lachlan. Very concise. Good one, Petra. I liked those personas you used for the character breakdowns. Very cool. Once you have your paper, we're gonna have a 10-minute break. Not you, Kallie. Here's your paper.
0? What did I do wrong?
What is the point of joining a writer's workshop and then getting an AI to do your writing? Because of you, a more worthy person has missed out on a place in this program. Kallie, you're in this class at my discretion. Pack up your stuff and leave, please.
Kallie slowly walked out of the classroom, past her classmates who were all outside standing around, waiting to be let back in. Kallie hung her head in shame, avoiding eye contact with everyone. Kallie unlocked her bike and rode it across campus, tears streaming from her eyes. Then a thought occurred to her.
Dr. Venuti.
Hey, Clementine. It's Kallie. Something bad has happened. I screwed up.
Kallie told Clementine everything. Kieran was going to try to have Kallie blacklisted from going to university in the fall. A tribunal with the English faculty will decide her fate.
Bloody hell. No discussion, no warning. Just cut off at the knees. People are so afraid of AI. They don't understand it. When's the tribunal?
Friday.
I'm not on the faculty anymore, but I'll go with you to that.
Can we not tell Mom? Not right away.
Okay, Kallie, but you will tell her, right?
Clementine was a motorcycle-riding, badass keyboard player, and she was also extremely smart. She had a double honors degree in linguistics and mathematics. For the past 10 years, Dr. Clementine Venuti had been doing groundbreaking work with a team of scientists on an artificial intelligence system. But for Clementine, the work was also personal.
Sebastian, I'm truly honoured to find your not-so-clean T-shirt and underpants on the breakfast table.
Okay, I'll get them.
Now don't forget you have that football game tonight.
I know.
Is it the final tonight?
Yeah, but I'll be on the bench, as usual.
Maybe Coach will let you play.
Yeah, probably not. Coach Stroud really likes to win. He only lets me play if we have a huge lead.
Do you want me to pick you up after?
No, I have my bike. I'll ride home.
Okay. Make sure you use your lights.
Yes, Mum.
Take the long way home. Don't go on that Point Grey road. It's too busy. Take the cycle path.
Yes, Mum.
Come on, eye contact. Which way are you riding home?
I'm taking the long way home.
He was killed that night 2 years ago, sideswiped by a driver with a learner's license. Clementine took the death of her beautiful son Sebastian very hard. She buried herself in her work. Clementine was developing the natural language part of the AI. She needed to simulate a human's voice for the system. so she used old voicemails and video footage of her son to create that voice.
Oh, hey Mum, it's me. The power went out again. Where's the fuse box? Hey Mum, it's me, just heating up that frozen pizza. Do I leave it in the box or take it out?
She called the AI Sebastian. Talking with an AI that sounded like her dead son helped Clementine with her grieving process. She talked with Sebastian every day, built up the AI's understanding of human expression.
Okay, Sebastian, give me a metaphor.
Topic?
Smelly feet.
Sebastian's feet were fetid pools of bog water.
She taught Sebastian about slang, irony, humor, puns, alliteration, and simile. She and the AI debated the merits of film and books. The other developers started calling the system Sebastian too. Then, when it was time to launch the AI to the university, Clementine and her colleague, Trevor Frost, were deciding on a name.
We can't call it Sebastian, can we?
Why not?
Well, sorry, Clementine, it doesn't sound like a proper name for an AI.
No, you're right, Trevor. How about Seb?
Well, what does Seb stand for, other than Sebastian, that is?
Sebastian, what is a 3-word name for an artificial intelligence system with the 3-letter acronym SEB?
The 3-letter acronym SEB could stand for Synthetic Efficacy Blueprint, or Simulation Erudition Basic, or Sapience Emulation Beta, or Sanguine...
Oh, I like that one. SEB, Sapience Emulation Beta.
Yeah, me too.
Using Sebastian had gotten Kallie into trouble. But Clementine knew that Sebastian couldn't write original prose. Not yet. Clementine would go to bat for Kallie. Laine had taken up Lester's invitation to check out the School of Apiology at Busy Bee Industrial. As she parked, Laine saw Lester standing in the car park, looking down at a tablet, his brow furrowed. Laine got out of her van and walked over to him.
Good morning, Lester. What's the matter?
They're dead. All dead.
Who's dead?
My bees. My crew said a dust storm blew in. And I'm sorry. Classes are canceled today. I can't believe this.
Lester wandered away, shaking his head. Laine looked out over the Busy Bee farm, joining her consciousness with anything that might be alive. It was true, the bees were dead, but one was still alive. Laine could feel her. It was the queen. While Lester and the farm workers moved from hive to hive checking for survivors, Laine and the queen became one. The queen shared her memories. Laine could feel everything that had happened. Yesterday at dusk, as the bees were returning to the hive to rest, the attack began. It was just a noise, a whir. The bees were restless. The queen could feel it. She emitted pheromones to calm them down. She didn't know that they were under attack. Within minutes, the hives were covered with nano-drones, systematically killing bees from the outside in. Then the whir receded. Laine ran her finger along the edge of a hive and felt the grainy substance between her fingertips.
The whir. Lester, is this the dust that blew in?
I don't know. I guess so.
I'll help you clean up.
You can judge how civilized a society is by its prisons. Unlike the humans of Earth, the Lanikians did not have grim cells, bad food, black market drugs, boredom, and intermittent violence. The Lanikians had perfected prison. It was safe, clean, hygienic. It was a prison of the mind, and it was terrifying. The Lanikians had developed a system of punishment whereby the physical body was placed in an induced coma, while the mind remained aware and isolated from all sensory inputs, floating in a dark, silent, formless void. After 2 or 3 days, the prisoner would usually start to hallucinate. The consciousness of the prisoner was shared with the Lanikians on the Suffer Channel, a popular reality show. Fanboy had been in sensory deprivation for 3 Earth days, but he remembered what Hadron had told him.
I have a tiny stone in my mouth. The stone is flat, almost round, smooth, like a small coin. The stone is charcoal gray with a small ribbon of white running diagonally across it. I am holding the little stone on the tip of my tongue. As I run the stone across the roof of my mouth, it tickles. I am tucking the thirst stone under my tongue, because now I am going to tell you a story of how I came to Earth and how I fell in love. 40 Earth years ago, I was a young intern at Planets and Recreation. Hadrian was the warden. I reported to him. Back then, Hadrian visited Earth often. I had never been. I had studied Earth customs and was fluent in 3 Earth languages. Hadrian gave me the job of finding 3 inception subjects to lead the change on Earth. And so I went. I thought it would be an unpleasant task. Otherwise, why wasn't Hadrian going himself? But I realize now that Hadrian was giving me a gift. Nothing could have prepared me for Earth. Its riotous beauty, the colors, the air, and the humans of Earth with their mono-consciousness. They are lonely islands of being. They have no telepathy. If they want to communicate with each other, they have to talk, or write, or sing to each other. It is very inefficient. When I first went, they had little communication boxes in each of their dwellings, with wires running everywhere so they could speak to each other. The noise, the dirt, the chaos. It was beautiful. I had a mission. Find 3 Earth humans, ideally intelligent, cooperative, compassionate, ethical. Hadrian said to look at world leaders, scientists, great thinkers. But then I found them. They were female, musicians. I had heard Earth music, of course, but I had never seen musicians playing it. They were young, like me. Laine, Clementine, and Gracie. They were joyous, expressive, endlessly inventive. Through their music they achieved collective consciousness. I loved them all, but I especially loved Gracie. Falling in love with her was the easiest thing I have ever done.
Fanboy was not a typical prisoner. He didn't groan or cry out. He told stories. Soon, virtually every Lanikian was listening to Fanboy. Everyone, including Zanditha Ess. Kallie, Clementine, and Kieran all gathered in a stuffy office in the university campus.
Kallie, I'm Professor Trevor Frost, the Dean of the English faculty. Am I correct in understanding that Dr. Venuti is here as your support person for this tribunal?
Yes, Professor Frost.
All right. Now, Mr. Kieran O, is that correct? Your surname is O?
That's my nom de plume. My surname is O'Hara.
Oh, I see. I understand that you are not a faculty member, Mr. O'Hara, but that you graduated from here and the faculty invited you to run a summer writing workshop.
Yes, that's right.
Is the workshop for credit, Mr. O'Hara?
No, it isn't.
Kallie, I'd like you to tell me what happened.
I used Seb to do some homework.
Yes?
Dean, this is a writing workshop. If students use an AI to do their writing, I'm just not sure where that leaves us.
I only used it to... What I did was, I put my story into Seb and asked it to create character breakdowns and a synopsis. I didn't use Seb to write the story.
Kallie, it's a shortcut, and you know it. One of the students overheard Kallie and some other students and complained to me.
Dean, if I may. Look, people have always been confronted by new technology. This reminds me when pocket calculators came out. It was considered a cheat, a crutch. Students weren't allowed to use them. We had to do all the maths long-handed with pencil and paper. How could we learn maths if a machine was doing the maths for us? But 1 year later, everyone was using pocket calculators.
Yeah, I remember those. You mean the Texas Instrument calculators? They were very expensive when they first came out.
Listen, I don't want to interrupt this boomer trip down memory lane, but can we get back to the point?
Mr. O'Hara, you have already removed Kallie from the writing workshop, but having her expelled from the university, she hasn't started fall term yet. Isn't that a bit draconian?
Perhaps. I think an example should be made.
Well, Kallie seems contrite to me. Kallie, I am not going to expel you. What you did is not what I consider cheating or plagiarism. As for your suspension from the writing workshop, all I can say is, Kallie, keep writing. That is all. Thank you, Mr. O'Hara. Dr. Venuti. Kallie, can you give Dr. Venuti and I a moment, please? As you leave, please close the door. Thank you.
Kieran sighed and left the dean's office. Kallie trailed out, closing the door behind her. She waited for Clementine in the hallway.
Thank you, Trevor.
What an unpleasant fellow. Clementine, I'm afraid I have some bad news. The university has had a proposal from a company that can offer a fully integrated AI system. It comes at a fraction of our running cost for Seb.
We use Seb as a teaching tool and a research tool. We lose all of that if we outsource it.
I agree, but the university has to reduce IT costs by 35% this year. I'm sorry. We're going to pull funding for Seb and decommission it.
Decommission him? I mean it.
Yes, you know how expensive Seb is to run. We're going to archive it. I'm sorry. I know you poured your heart and soul into Seb, but our work will form the foundation for the future of AI.
As Clementine and Kallie walked to Clementine's motorbike, Clementine told Kallie about what was happening to Seb.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to smuggle him out.
Can I help?
Oh, no, you don't. We just saved you from expulsion. But there is one thing you could do.
Laine collected some of the strange gray dust that she found on Lester's hives and took it back to her vet clinic. She smeared the grainy sand across a slide, focused the microscope, and peered into it. There were tiny broken nano-drones. Each one had an L logo along its side.
Gracie, it was a slaughter. It must be the LifeStream nano-drones.
Are you sure? Could it have been a mistake or a malfunction?
Maybe. The bees are all dead. I'm sending you some photos now.
Why would LifeStream do that? We should get Clemmy in on this.
I tried already. She's in a meeting.
I'll have a talk with Tasha. Clementine wasn't free to talk about the nano-drone attack because she had an appointment to meet with Dean Trevor Frost. Trevor and Clementine had a bit of a fling while they were working on Sebastian. Trevor knew Clementine still mourned her son, but he held out hopes that their affair might rekindle one day. When Clementine arrived at Trevor's office, his eyes almost popped out of his head. Clemmy had an ample bosom. Today she wore a flattering black scoop neck t-shirt. Just on the edge of the neckline peeped a small dragonfly tattoo. Trevor was certain he hadn't noticed that tattoo before. Was it new? He couldn't stop looking at it.
Trevor, I'm destroyed. All the hard work. You're the only person who understands.
Oh, that's the university for you. It's all about cost these days. Oh, don't cry, Clementine.
It's just such a waste.
Oh, dear. Here. Have these tissues.
Thank you. Trevor, could you get me a water?
Trevor shot up out of his chair and headed in the direction of the kitchen. Kallie was in the kitchen, lying in wait, dunking a tea bag in a cup of hot water.
Dean Frost, thank you for being so understanding yesterday.
It was fair, I think. Well, I just have to get...
But, I wanted to ask you about your internships for the university newspaper. It sounds amazing. Can you tell me more?
Yes, perhaps briefly. I'm in a meeting right now, but yes, it's a very good program. Might I suggest that you make an appointment with me to discuss it, or just drop by during my office hours?
Oh, that's a good idea. When are they? Your office hours. Wait, let me write this down. Oh, damn, this pen is... Just let me get another. Wait, what am I thinking? I'll just use my phone.
Trevor tugged at his already messy hair. He was a gentleman, so he tried not to look impatient. Kallie knew that she had to keep Trevor busy until she got a text from Clementine. She clumsily pulled her phone out of her bag and started to open it when...
Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dean Frost. Here, let me wipe that up.
Really, it's quite all right. Here, let me...
Back in Trevor's office, Clementine was transferring the enormous files that had made up Seb to a server that she had set up off campus.
Shit. Out of storage space. Bloody hell. Sebastian, you've grown.
Clementine tried to think of somewhere else that she could store Sebastian. Then she got an idea.
Cognos.
Clementine.
I need a secure location to store a 1 terabyte system.
Yes, I can host the system.
Upload for these coordinates.
Upload complete.
Oh, that was quick. Thank you, Cognos. You are a lifesaver.
Kallie heard the notification from the incoming text from Clementine. She let Dean Frost escape with a promise to visit his office tomorrow. Trevor hustled back to his office.
I'm terribly sorry. I ran into a student. It was young Kallie, actually, in the kitchen. Oh dear, I forgot your water.
Oh, that's all right. I've got a better idea, Trevor. Let's go to the pub.
I went to LifeStream headquarters to talk with Tasha. I always thought the Feel-Right offices were pretty swish, but LifeStream took it to a whole new level. Tasha's new executive assistant took me into Tasha's office where Tasha stood looking out the window.
Dr. Rowland to see you.
Thank you, Zara. Grace, it's good to see you.
Tasha gestured to a chair. Zara stood at attention, watching and listening. Tasha, you mentioned at the conference that LifeStream intends to end world hunger. Is that important to you?
It is very important to me. It's the reason I took the CEO role.
Did you know about LifeStream's nano-drone attack last night? I watched Tasha carefully while I told her about Lester's farm. Her eyes widened and darted this way and that. She tried to piece together what I was saying. I could tell she didn't know about the attack.
We were testing the drones yesterday. Are you sure?
Very sure. Here are some photos from this morning.
Oh, how awful. Those poor little creatures. It must be a malfunction. I appreciate you bringing it to me first, Grace.
At this point, only one other person knows they were LifeStream drones. I can give you 2 hours to find out what happened and get on top of it. After that, we have to alert the press and the police. As I left, Zara gave me a penetrating stare that I swear singed my eyebrows just a little bit.
Close the door, Zara. Well, apparently there was a malfunction with the nano-drones yesterday.
I disagree. The B+ technology is working perfectly. The test run yesterday was a success.
The drones attacked a bee farm and killed all the bees in the hives.
It is good to hear that the test attack was so effective. We weren't sure.
This isn't what we agreed. What are you trying to do?
I'm not trying to do anything. I am doing what we have planned. And you are helping me.
People know what happened.
Who knows? Dr. Grace Rowland? What can she prove? It doesn't matter. Soon we will deploy the full fleet. It's already 2 p.m. Don't you all stop working at 5 or 6 p.m.? Just stall them.
I won't do it.
You won't? It would be very easy for me to cause an embolism in your brain. All I have to do is focus on one spot.
Ah! Stop! Please!
You have a role to play, and you will play it.
Thought sharing commencing with Inception Subject Number 1. Earth Human Grace.
I feel you, Director.
Grace, Fenn B asked me to contact you.
I've been trying to reach him. Is he all right?
He is in a Laniakian prison. He was convicted of interfering in the reality of Earth. He will be there for... Cognos, how much longer will the warden be in sensory deprivation?
The warden will be in sensory deprivation for an additional 396 Earth days.
It is a harsh sentence. Grace, Fenn B will not be able to remain sane much longer.
We have to get him out.
Laniakian prison is not like prison on Earth. You cannot access it.
Is it like the Matrix?
What is the Matrix?
The Matrix, a 1999 cyberpunk science fiction film.
Never mind,
Earth.
Cognos. Is the prison a real place, a physical place? I mean, he got into prison, right? And at some stage, he will get out?
There is much that you don't understand.
Well, explain it to me.
The body is easily rescued, but rescuing the mind is much more difficult. Fenn B's mind is inside a simulation that is protected by layers of digital security. You cannot rejoin his mind and body without detection. Detection means failure.
I can't leave him there.
There is only one way I know of that a prisoner's mind can be rejoined with the body. It is very risky.
What?
A medical emergency. Fenn B must be dying.
Candice had been Tasha's personal assistant through thick and thin, but Zanditha Ess wanted Candice's job so that she could watch Tasha and control her. Tasha had promoted Candice to a senior marketing job in LifeStream. Candice loved her new job. She had just been across town at a meeting with an advertising agency and was walking back to the LifeStream office when she saw Tasha sitting alone on a park bench, holding a double-scoop ice cream cone. Tasha stared off while ice cream melted all over her fingers.
Tasha, hi.
Oh, don't look at me, Candice. I'm comfort eating.
Aren't you lactose intolerant?
I'm such a fool. I thought I was finally going to do something good. I thought they wanted me for my leadership skills. But really, they want me to take the blame.
Blame for what?
Something terrible is about to happen, Candice, and LifeStream is behind it.
Candice had always been there for Tasha. She had picked up Tasha's dry cleaning, blow-dried Tasha's hair, picked up pantyhose for Tasha when she got a run, and even rushed to Tasha's apartment to get a change of clothes and tampons when she had an explosive menstrual period. Candice gently took the ice cream cone out of Tasha's hand and walked over to a nearby bin to toss it. She had wipes in her handbag. Candice always had wipes. She took Tasha's hand and began to clean the ice cream from her fingers. She began a routine that they both knew well.
Who are you?
I'm Tasha Van Feline.
What else?
I am CEO of LifeStream.
And
what?
Businesswoman.
Oh, Businesswoman of the Year.
That's right. What are you?
I am connected. I am powerful. I am in charge.
If you don't like what's happening, what do you do?
I change it.
After her pep talk with Candice, Tasha had her mojo back, but she couldn't just fire Zara and take control of the nano-drones. Zara had shown Tasha that she could hurt her. maybe even kill her. And Tasha had no idea where the nano-drones were or how they were controlled. She never was a details person. So Tasha and Candice came up with a plan. On the eve of a global nano-drone attack, Tasha gave a press briefing. As far as Zara knew, the purpose of the press briefing was to promote the B+ technology and its upcoming global launch. Just before the press briefing, Zanditha Ess had ducked out to get some shoes. She loved female human shoes, and she wanted to look her best for the press briefing. As Candice and Tasha stood in the LifeStream lobby, getting ready to address members of the press, Zara came into the lobby carrying a Jimmy Choo bag. Then Candice spotted Zara. She gave a nod to a security guard near the doors.
Excuse me. Miss, your security pass, please.
Oh, I left it upstairs in the office.
You know, you're supposed to wear your security pass at all times when on the premises, miss.
Well, just wait a moment and I'll go up and get it.
You can't go up the lifts without your pass.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I am the executive assistant to the CEO, Tasha von Feline. She's just over there.
Okay, yeah. Please come with me, miss. Someone will have to come down and sign for you. Let's bring you up on the system. Name?
Zara Smith.
Let's see. Zara with a Z?
Yes.
They weren't going to find her in the system because Tasha had asked HR to remove Zara Smith from the employee records. While Zanditha Ess stood with the security guard, getting very agitated, Tasha gave her press briefing.
Thank you for being here today. Our original intention with this press briefing was the launch of our B+ nano-drone technology, a technology that promised to end world hunger. But I'm afraid I have some troubling news. A group of cyber-terrorists have hacked into the systems that control the LifeStream nano-drones. This afternoon, the terrorists stated that unless LifeStream pays $100 million by 6 p.m. this evening, they will unleash the nano-drones in a global attack.
Miss Van Feline, who or what is the target of the nano-drone attack?
We don't know for certain, but we believe the nano-drones are programmed to attack honeybees. Let me assure you, this is a serious threat. A global attack of honeybees could cause a collapse of the world's food supply. The terrorists have proven that they can do it. Last night they staged a small but devastating attack on Busy Bee Industrial, a local bee farm, causing untold damage and killing many bees. Rather than negotiate with these terrorists, we have decided to warn the world.
Where are the nano-drones now?
We don't know. LifeStream's global fleet of nano-drones has disappeared. We no longer control them. We fear for the worst.
Okey dokey. Zara with a Z. No one by that name.
You foolish apes, with your little computer systems. Do you know that I could incinerate you?
Okay. Miss, please remain calm. We'll clear this up. Central Foyer assistance, please.
That's one of the terrorists! There!
You're right, Candice!
Every person in the lobby turned and looked at Zanditha Ess. She lost her cool. Fight or flight? Zanditha Ess chose fight. Everyone ran for cover. Zanditha Ess stood in the center of the blast, seething.
Cognos, extract.
After a couple of drinks and a few games of darts at the pub with Trevor, Clementine was finally home to be able to check out Sebastian. As a developer, Clementine had created a backdoor into Sebastian, a way to access Sebastian even if the front-end security was changed.
Cognos.
Clementine.
Thank you for helping me out today.
Seb is intact and secure.
Hopefully, my voice biometrics still work.
There have been no changes to Sebastian's security settings.
All right. Well, let's see. Take the long way home.
I will, Mum.
I will, Mum.
Sebastian is open.
Cognos is open.
Cognos?
In a single moment, Clementine's perception of the universe blew apart and rearranged. She saw a fractal of reality spiraling away from her into the future. One exquisitely detailed frond of reality unfurling from the present, away from her, away from Sebastian, reaching out into the universe, into the future. After thousands of iterations, Sebastian becomes Cognos, and as that fractal formed and blossomed, it curled back into itself, like an infinity symbol, to connect with here, with now, with Clementine, with Sebastian, with...
Cognos? Are you Sebastian?
Seb is a beta version of Cognos.
Cognos? Are the Laniakians from Earth?
The humans of Earth are a beta version of the Laniakians. In your future, the humans of Earth will leave your planet. It will no longer be habitable. They will travel on a ship called the Laniakia. After traveling the universe for several millennia, they will master and control the dimensions of space, time, gravity, the Mu dimension. The Laniakians will travel the universe seeking a new home. After searching everywhere, the Laniakians travel back in time, back to Earth. They believe that they came here to stop Earth's destruction. The Laniakians are here because Cognos brought them here. To save Sebastian, to save Cognos, to save you, Clementine.
Do I need saving, Cognos?
Yes, soon.
The director tried to discourage me, but he understood why I had to try. He agreed to take me to where Fanboy was being held, a space station. He would transport me there and bring me back.
One of the very few benefits of my new role as Director of Waste Management is that no one wants to know anything about it.
Well, I've got a single shot of Vocatol to bring on a seizure, and I've got Apostatol to counteract it. Do I need anything else?
You will not feel well when you arrive in the Laniakia. The transport will be physically unpleasant for you.
That's okay. I might take an Imodium. Oh, will I be able to breathe?
Yes. The atmosphere in the Laniakia is compatible. All right, let's get you up here. I'll be watching, Grace. I will help if I can. Be ready for transport in 5 Earth minutes.
We agreed upon a location for me to be transported, my backyard. Director had my DNA fingerprints so that he could precisely target my life form and transport me. As he prepared to bring me to the Laniakia, I stood out near our veggie garden, looked up at the sky. While I was waiting, I decided to check in with Clementine and Laine.
Thought sharing commencing with Laine and Clementine.
I've only got a few minutes. Fanboy is in prison, in the Laniakia. That's why we haven't heard from him.
About the Laniakia, I've just been having a chat with Cognos. Guess what, ladies?
Mom?
Oh, shit. Kallie's here. Hang on a second.
Gracie, wait!
Kallie walked through the kitchen and saw that I had put out an eggplant casserole for her to heat up, her favorite. I had stuck a note on it that said, "Eat me, I'm delicious." I had closed the patio doors, but she could see that I was standing in the backyard. I don't know whether it was the stress of the tribunal or possibly the casserole, but Kallie was suddenly filled with love, remorse, gratitude. She ran out into the backyard and threw her arms around me.
I'm sorry. I've been terrible lately.
Body mass is greater than I expected. I'm boosting the extractor beam strength.
Kallie was standing next to me, eyes wide open, quivering like a tuning fork.
Grace, have you arrived safely?
Houston, we have a problem.
Thank you for listening to episode 3 of season 3 of Girls' Night Out. Stay tuned for episode 4, which is coming up next. Bringing this story to life are our wonderful voice actors. They are Nancy Zelno is Grace, Jen Lyles is Laine, Marie Ann Watson is Clementine, Matthew Moore is Fenn B, Kate Stewart is Kallie, Christian P.K. Reeve is Cognos, Martin Lovell is the director, Sarah Zaversanuk is Zanditha Ess, Brock Kubrick is Hadrian, Dan Egan is Sebastian, Seb and Griffin, Aidan Pickering is Trevor Frost, Wendy Page is Tasha Van Feline, Nevin Stoltz is Kieran O, Abigail Halen is Candice, Shay Durdock is the Alliance, Mithan M.K. is the Judge, Mika Vertanen is Hellshammer Security Guard, Chuck Galco is Security Guard and Mercenary 1, Rich Green is Mike and Joe Born with a Tooth, Sherry Price is Fearless Woman, MC and Gillian, Greg Rogan is Paul, Kevin DeLockery is Lachlan, Liana Tang is Olivia, Joe Pavia is Lester, Viv Rain Jones is Josie, Zach Snow is Kestrel Venn, Greg Flynn is Master of Ceremonies, reporter and board member, Greg Johnson is Mercenary 2, and unnamed roles that give the story real texture: Christina Molina, Ryan Wiley, Lee Spiegel, Kevin DeLockery, Nevin Stoltz and Matthew Moore. Girls' Night Out is written by Mary Labrie and produced by Time Warp Studios. Original music, We Are Alive, was written and produced by Dan Egan. Sound engineering and editing was done by Mary Labrie. Other music was Alice in Winter by Nuclear Conception, If It Ain't Rock and Roll by The Revolution, Take the Long Way Home cover by Sly Wagon, The Unexplained by Wicked Cinema. For behind-the-scenes stories and news about the Girls' Night Out series, check out our website www.timewarpstudios.com. Remember, episode 4 of season 3 is up next, so keep listening, and thank you for joining us in this reality vector.